For nearly 2 years, pupils in Kauka village walked past an unfinished construction site, a place where their new classrooms were supposed to stand. Instead of learning inside a modern block funded by the Constituency Development Fund (CDF, they squeezed into overcrowded rooms and temporary shelters, waiting for a project that kept stalling month after month. This investigation reveals how millions of kwacha allocated to uplift rural communities slipped into delays, disputes, and questionable transactions, leaving taxpayers with inflated bills and unfinished work. The Kauka project was one of the flagship developments under the CDF, a joint venture of 4 companies: Chief Cornerstone Construction, Sweet Plantation, Godlungu Enterprise, and Proshen Construction. Was awarded 1.48 million kwacha to build a classroom block, staff house, ablution facility, and a solar-powered borehole. The contract was signed, the budget was approved, the community celebrated.
We don't expect any contractor to ask for extension that will not accept. Contractor, stick to your dates and ensure that you do the correct thing. That is the only thing that we're expecting.
But by February 2024, barely months into construction, the project had collapsed. A member of the joint venture agreed to speak with us about what went wrong.
He used a total of 103,000 kwacha from the 2 allocations we received from the council. Initially, 50,000 went missing, followed by another 53,000 kwacha, bringing the total to 103,000 kwacha. This money was meant to be used to complete the project. When the funds went missing, we were forced to start borrowing. Each time the council releases money, we used it to repay the credit. That is how we managed to continue operating. However, we later questioned how we would be able to repay these debts if we continued working on credit, given that the missing money had already been taken by that individual.
Sources close to the project say trouble began when one partner allegedly mismanaged 103,000 kwacha, part of the money already released by the council. Workers soon walked off the site, citing delayed or unpaid wages. Some said they had never received protective gear in violation of basic safety regulations. Instead of addressing the public, the then acting council secretary, Exuda Milambo Haninga, wrote to the contractors on 22nd July 2024, warning them of their default.
Within 14 days, we should be able to complete our ablution, the staff house, the dam, the solar, and connect water.
But the works never resumed. By 23rd October 2024, the council terminated the contract. A copy of the letter, signed by the council secretary, was made available to ITT Radio.
Moving to Kauka so that they talk and see how best the situation can be helped. Because if you look at the Kauka scenario, that is a challenge that is within the contractors themselves of that project. We as a local authority, we pay for a project, or we pay the works that a contractor does. And right now, if you check with the local authority, we have paid Kauka up to the level where they are at. It is also a serious concern with us. That is why the contractor has been called. So for them, it's like it's help that they need, which for now we can't say exactly, to see how best is the problem going to be resolved.
Records show that while 1.36 million kwacha had been released to the joint venture, about 988,000 kwacha worth of work had been completed. The council demanded a refund of approximately 529,000 within 14 days of first legal action. To date, the matter remains unresolved and sits in the council's legal department. Behind the scenes, allegations of irregular conduct surfaced around interactions between members of the joint venture and some council officials. One source alleges that 15,000 kwacha was given to a council worker for unclear reasons, an allegation we could not independently verify. In another account, a council officer is said to have returned 3,000 kwacha after admitting he had received money from a contractor. We altered his voice for protection.
He sent me 3,000 kwacha, but I returned it. The person from procurement was saying this young man wants me to be arrested.
We sought comment from the Itezhi Town Council on these allegations. By the time of broadcast, they had not responded. With the project stalled and the community still waiting, the council hired Ndekimo Auto and General Dealers in December 2024 to finish the work at an additional cost of 665,000 kwacha. On 16th April 2025, government officials finally handed over the completed school buildings to Kauka residents.
I'm honored to be here in Kauka today to commission Kauka School, the Constituency Development Fund projects that have been implemented across the district.
A celebration? Yes, but also a reminder of how long overdue the project was and how much extra taxpayers had been forced to pay. Itezhi is not alone. Across Zambia, the rollout of the expanded CDF, now one of the country's largest public investment programs, has faced complaints of poor oversight, weak procurement practices, political influence, and abandoned works. When contracts breach timelines and standards, the cost is not just financial. It is measured in lost school days, delayed services, community frustration, and diminished trust in public institutions. A former teacher in Kauka told us her pupils lost almost 2 years of a proper learning environment. Parents we spoke to said they felt kept in the dark, unsure who to hold accountable.
There are committees chosen in schools to look at the affairs of the school. I am asking them to work as they were elected and ensure that things run in a transparent manner. Let them inspect.
The Kauka project exposes a deeper reality. Public resources belonging to citizens. Every kwacha intended for classrooms, boreholes, or health posts must be safeguarded. Yet, here in Itezhi, more than 500,000 kwacha remains unaccounted for, and the individuals responsible for the collapse of the project have not been held to answer. Reporting from Itezhi, my name is Joseph Kapandula Jr.